Okay, everyone. Today we're doing math lesson 710, justifying fraction comparison. So we're going to compare some fractions, and we're going to go into this new word that you might not know of. It's called justify. And justify means you have a good reason. You have a good reason for doing what you did. That means you can back up what you say, and you can prove it. All right, so we're going to justify our comparisons. Greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, here we go. We're going to justify. First thing we're going to have is a story. And the story involves a quesadilla. So you'll need your math circles, fraction circles. So go ahead and go get them. Okay, this is a quesadilla. And there are two kids involved in this story, Lucas and Mara. And they each ate part of the same size quesadilla. Not the same quesadilla, but the tortilla was the same size. Okay, and you guys know all about quesadillas from lunch. They usually start out like a circle like this. Okay, so the information that I have is that Lucas ate 5/6 of his quesadilla, and Mara ate 7/8 of hers. And we want to find out who's got the biggest leftover. So whoever ate more has the smaller leftover. Okay? Got me so far? So we're going to check out Lucas, and then we're going to check out Mara. So the way we check out Lucas is we take our red hole, and we find out which fraction piece, because Lucas is 6th, which one takes 6 of them to fill it. And it's the light blue. So I'm going to cover my hole with light blue. Make sure you have all 6 of them. Okay, there it is. And they said Lucas ate 5 of those pieces. So I'm going to take those off like he ate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the piece, this is his leftover. There's one piece he didn't eat. Okay, so now we're going to check out Mara. And the dark blue is the 1/8. Okay, so if we put the 1/8 on the hole, I'm learning. This isn't the first time I recorded this video. I had a tough time earlier, so getting better at putting my pieces on faster. Okay, now we've got 8 dark ones on there, dark blue. And it says she ate 7/8. So we're going to take 7 of them off and pretend she ate them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the leftover piece. Now, remember our question was, who has the larger leftover? So we take Lucas's leftover and we compare it to Mara's leftover. And it tells us that Lucas's piece is bigger than Mara's. Now Lucas's piece is 1 piece of 6, so it's 1/6. Mara's piece is 1 piece out of 8, so it's 1/8. So if we are comparing their leftovers, we're comparing 1/6 to 1/8. And I would say 1/6 is greater than 1/8 because I can justify it. When I lay them on top of each other, the light blue sticks out more. Okay? Now, if we were comparing what they ate, these blue pieces, light blue to dark blue, then we'd be comparing 5/6 to 7/8. And since Lucas had the biggest leftover, he didn't eat as much as she did. I proved that when his leftover was bigger. So he didn't eat as much. So I would say 5/6 is less than 7/8. And I justified that by working with my fraction circles and showing it with my fraction circles. Okay. All right. Now the next part you're going to work on is your math journal, page 240. And I'm going to go over that a little bit with you. So get your math journal. I'm sorry, 243 is the page number. See what happens when you're not here to help me? Tell me what page. All right. Modeling equivalent fractions. Name a fraction that is equivalent to 2/3. So you have to fill in a fraction that is equal to 2/3. And you can do that by using any of your tools, your fraction circles, your fraction strips, that poster on page 229, you can do all those. So pick a fraction that's equal, and then you're going to show on the number lines that they are equal. So the top number line you will divide into thirds and show 2/3. And the other one you will divide according to what other fraction you picked. So at the top it says 2/3 equals, and then you fill in what one you think it equals. Well, not that you think, that you know, because you have the tools to show you. Okay, so the number lines, you're going to show 2/3 on the top number line, and then the one underneath it is going to be showing the fraction you picked that you put in the blank. Then you're going to show the same thing with the fraction strips in the middle of the page. The top fraction strip, you're going to divide into thirds and color in 2 of them to show 2/3. Then the other fraction strip is what you're going to prove is equal to 2/3. Then fraction circle pieces. Your first circle you're going to shade in 2/3 of it. The second circle, you're going to go back up to that fraction you picked that was equal to 2/3 and color in the fraction that is the same there. So to repeat this, at the top of your page you have 2/3 equals. So that 2/3 you're going to show on the first number line, the first fraction strip, and the first circle. Okay, so all those are going to be 2/3. I don't know what you're going to say 2/3 is equal to. You have to pick a fraction that you saw from your poster maybe. So whatever fraction you pick, that one you show in the second number line and the second fraction strip and the second circle. Okay? So that is page 240. Now you might want to pause and just do 240 and then listen to the video for 241 in just a minute. Okay, 241, you're going to do some drawing and sketching, kind of like what you did on 240, except for they drew it already for you. You just needed to fill in some things. So you're going to use fraction circles, fraction strips, and fraction number lines to solve these problems. Use at least 2 different tools. Okay, sketch pictures to show what you did. Number 1, I'm going to tell you what you're going to do here. I'm going to give you the first fraction to fill in the box. So number 1 says, find 2 equivalent fractions to make this number sentence true. Then I want you to write 4/8 there. So you'll have 4/8 equals, and then you find something that 4/8 is equal to. And then you're going to draw a picture. You're going to draw pictures of fraction circles and number lines, or maybe fraction strips and fraction circles. So you have to draw it 2 ways. Got me so far? All right. So number 2, it says find 2 fractions to make this number sentence true. That one you're going to do 2/3 is greater than. And then you find a fraction that 2/3 is greater than. Then you're going to show it with circles and number lines, or circles and fraction strips, or number lines and fraction strips, You have to show it two ways. So this lesson is going to take you a little bit. Let's see. I think I have a board here. I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's say I'm doing the first one. And, okay. I got to pick something different than, okay, 1/2. Let's do 1/2. So 1/2, let's pretend Mrs. Frank gave you that one. And then I said you could pick out what the second one was. And you decided to pick out 5/10. Okay? Then you're going to have to justify it by drawings. So the first drawing, I'm going to use circles first. Okay, so I'm showing 1/2. And now I need to show 5/10. Uh-oh. Can I draw 5/10 is the question. Uh-oh. There. Okay. Pretend they're equal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Then I'm going to color in, shade in to show that 5/10. I'm justifying that 5/10 is equal to 1/2. Okay. Now I might choose to do a number line. I'm going to do 0 to 1. So this is 0. And it's supposed to be 1/2. So I know it's got to be divided equally. So that's 1/2. Now my whole is going to have to be the same size number line. And I'm going from 0 to 1. But this time it's tenths, so I have to divide it into 10. So let's see. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I should have 10 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See how I have 10 pieces there? And I'm going to go to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5/10 right there. And that's how I've justified it with a number line. Okay, so I use circles and number lines that time. You can use fraction strip, drawings of fraction strips too. Make sure your whole is the same size. So your problems you're doing, you're going to do number 1 on page 244. And when it gets to the boxes, you're going to put in 2/3 for me, because I gave you that one to put in, equals, and then you have to pick the other fraction that you're going to justify. So that's number 1. And number 2, I gave you, wait a minute, I gave you 4/8 the first time. Sorry. And the next one is 2/3. And that one says greater than. So you have to find a fraction that you're going to justify that it's greater than. And I know this is a big job. That's why I didn't assign it yesterday. That's why you were light on math yesterday. So you'll probably be light on reading today because this is a big math job. So go ahead and ask me questions. Email me questions. I would like you to do Math Journal page 243 and 244. Take pictures of them and send them to me. Try not to make them sideways or upside down, though. That gets kind of hard to look at. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. This is a tricky one. Also, don't be afraid to replay the video more than once and stop it till you understand it and then go on with the video. You can pause me. You can interrupt me, and I won't even know. Okay, talk to you later.